What's up, guys? I'm just gonna do a little Rammus jungle commentary sort of thing here. I wanted to go over the runes and masteries that I use when I jungle with Rammus. My rune page is pretty standard of that of any AD jungle, actually, surprisingly. 8 greater marks of alacrity. This is the attack speed reds. 1 armor pen red. Armor yellows, magic resist per level blues, and then armor penetration quints. This gives me 12 armor pen, 13 armor, 14% attack speed, and 24 magic resist at level 18. This is pretty much just standard for me. It gives me the armor pen to kill creeps, as well as the armor to do more damage because of Rammus's passive. For masteries, I actually run a defense jungle page for Rammus, 0-21-9. Get the major points in the defense tree, tough skin, weighted armor, which actually stacks with his power ball, or not his power ball, excuse me, his W. Smite mastery, pretty standard setup here. And then a utility to get runic affinity and swiftness. So this is that 2% movement speed. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is pretty decent on Rammus. Now, I'm just gonna hop into a custom game here, and we're going to just do the first part of a Rammus jungle just to show you how I go. I usually, which is pretty standard, blue, wolves, wraiths, red, golems, gank. With what changing the masteries, I find it's really easy to clear on Rammus. Not like it wasn't before, but it's 10 times easier. You get out of the jungle quicker too, so it makes for pretty quick ganks, which is really nice, and your team will appreciate it if you get a good gank off for them. Usually after golems, depending on which side of the map I'm on, I'll usually try and gank that side. If I'm blue, bottom half of the map, it's usually really easy to gank the AD carry support lane, because at that point they may or may not have put wards down yet or not, and the ability for you to powerball and to flash and taunt just makes it super easy, especially if they try and flash away from you. To start, standard cloth armor, 5 health potions, pretty straightforward there. Obviously you start with your W, defensive ball curl, and then we're gonna go right over to blue. As you can see, this is a custom game, so I'm not really gonna gank. I'm just gonna kind of go through the first phase of jungle, as I said. Let's see what else I can talk about. I'm just gonna talk about items. Depending on the team, it changes obviously what I'm getting. A lot of times I get a Wriggles. It's just longer sustained in the jungle because Rammus doesn't have the heal that a lot of other junglers have. Just as easy to clear, kind of goes along with his passive spike shell. Rammus's shell grants him additional strength by converting 25% of his armor into attack damage. So it has attack damage and armor in it. So I mean, do more damage to jungle minions, do more damage for your ganks, which is always good. After that, for me it's usually Merc Treads, and then a lot of times I like to get Heart of Gold. It just gives you that extra gold every 10 seconds, which is really nice. Helps you get gold when you're not farming jungle creeps. After that, I know Thornmail is very popular on Rammus, but sometimes I don't even get that first. I like to go for a health item, maybe right into that Randuin's, or even going with the Warmogs right off the bat. From there, I mean, it's whatever you think you need. A lot of times for me, if I don't know, say the team has all this AD, you're gonna want to obviously go for that Thornmail. But if they're AP heavy, something like Banshees is really good on Rammus, considering that extra health. Rammus with his W really only needs health to be successful, because he gets a lot of excuse me, he gets a lot of armor and magic resist from that W. It also gives you that magic resist and that the ability to block one spell, which a lot of times on Rammus is big, especially if they are silly and waste a stun on you because they're scared of you coming in and taunting them. Let's see here. As you can see, got my blue and my wolves. Wraiths go down super easy on Rammus just because of the fact that they pretty much kill themselves on your defensive ball curl. And then, as you can see, I'm pretty decent health for red here. Actually, I still have 18 seconds for smite, which shows how fast that Rammus can actually jungle. You know, and with the blue buff, he can spam things like his power ball to do more damage, and his defensive ball curls up pretty frequently. As you can see here, like I don't even know I need smite. Yeah, see, I don't even need smite for that. Heal up, come over here to golems. Can actually go ahead and smite one of these, and then after golems, usually a pretty easy gank with your taunt. So say bottom was, maybe they're pushed up to here or something, to this line right in front of the river. I mean, heck, even if they're right here, it's still actually a pretty easy gank for Rammus. I mean, you would just come in with your power ball, and then if you don't hit them with your power ball, you can probably, and if they wasted a flash or something, as soon as they see your power ball, you can actually flash into them and pull off the taunt. And most of the time, it's a pretty 100% successful gank, considering the only trouble I usually have is Rammus at ganking is if like it's an Alistar or a Taric bottom, and if they're playing passively to begin with, it's pretty hard to gank, because I mean, Alistar can knock you away, Taric can just stun you, and then they're free. Even with the half flash, by the time that stun's up or that the knockback or whatever's off, they're already back here. So if that wouldn't have been open bottom, more than likely I would have rolled up to mid, or top, depending. So it all depends where the lanes are, but my priority is usually bottom and mid, considering I usually trust, at least when we do a ranged 5s, I trust top to be dominating. So I'm not really worried about ganking for them. I'm more or less ganking for bottom, because I feel like if my AD carry wins the lane, and my AD carry support wins lane, I should say, that we're going to win the game, because I feel like the stronger AD carry can carry, unless the only way that AP is going to carry mid is if he gets super fed, which shouldn't be the plan. Thanks for watching, guys. I probably will hope to do more of these in the future, so keep looking forward to it. See you guys.